about 700 AD when the Saxons had established firm roots in this landmass. So I'm going to read you a few poems. One is set roughly around 350 AD, one set in 525 AD, one set in 700 AD. The first one is called The Misty Isle, and it's set just after the Romans started to finally fuck off from this land. The Misty Isle. An astral raiment descends on our squeaking, piping neighbours, scattering now, plumes asunder and breastplates mottling green in envy of their comrades in Hispania. Blue whoops, verdigris hollers whip at the sunlight, throttled from below as Latin scripts are chipped out, cast down by friends, the Selkies, cormorants who want some glory. That falls to those pale ones splayed in the streets, giddied by the life-affirming howls which stain their lips. Them treaties, back to gibberish. Parades of a different sort. In newly lichened Eberacum, mummas leave their young'uns clear from papas slick with old John Barleycorn. The local ones, they're hairy. All hair is foul to me, no matter what you have of it. Forearms ripple in the sun, their distant father. Ignatius's scraps are halfway home, though his skull be ground for flour to that hungry empire. Ach well, the script is new and bold, the red god in fury cast down, replaced with a corn dolly, bark husk and stem, all loveliness. The awful thick ooze, that's the name of a river in York, the awful thick ooze shifts, a quickening pulse down its chasm. I will slide my body faster, fitter, as an island god awakes her withered veins. As indigent, I raise a cheer, an eel cheer emblem on the moors. Old bloodlines are remembering their tongue, and Lunasa lurks, soon to come. Thank you. So this next one is set in around 525 AD, and it's an imagined journey from around York, where the Britannic tribes had a focus of power, to my hometown of Skipton, an idea of shifting over there. So it's called Before Voyaging. The mist reader comes, his pockets full of bones and ragged sinews, his powers called upon for the sake of honouring the old ones. His hands are older than age, no timber pole of ancestry could hold his inflection. His head has dipped the waters, those Asians with their tundras of burning sand come freezers, first blithely worshipped in years gone. His eyes sing with an urgency found when boys play kings and raiders. His great curse of dreams link him to death, then push him further into life. His veins kneaded by the pummeling hands of fate, as an osprey laughs in the distance, knowing its bones will line his pockets before long. Thank you. Beer and the distillation of beer and the sacred act that is to a lot of people runs through this this collection. So this one is called Beoa, which is a Saxon word for beer. No wonder music melts as wax into our ears from the strum tip of Eoder's harp. We never had such feral beauty in the Caesar's years. There's been talk of some new emperor, a strapping, bearded man without letters, closer to us, but all their blood is invader, Roman, or free folk mindless. It is one thing to sit content round an earth blaze as comrades, but another to truly call ourselves friends of melded blood. This slaker cements us through night, our shared quenching teaches what we dare not say in words, where language bars our hearts. Trust old John, Yain, Verbeoa, to spill their guts in song, so ours may stay intact, our homes ghostless for winter's coming gloom. Thank you. Okay. Knocking stuff around like Friday said. There's a good friend of mine in the audience. There's a few actually. I'm really lucky to have had some nice surprises today. One of them is a fantastic musician who will hopefully be reading here soon, and he's just offered to do a musical collaboration in the spirit of Ray Evans and Derek and so on. And the poem that he's requested to do is called The Black Cant, so I'm just going to read that now, since I've got time. The Black Cant. Suicide was contemplated, suicide has not been completed. Despair engulfs each moment, striking the sunlight. With crow, talon, murk, spray, dilettante, scarpa, kettling. Old thoughts are rotting away. The words he says, nobody has the time to learn. It has never been bad, each spoke swivels as sirens turn to scabs stuck to the dinner plate. The centerfold is raven, riveted through the spine. His spine is my eyesight, guides my time. Blink, blink, blink. Is that the summer whistling under the swollen knell? Is she my mother, spitting on my epitaph, my final sunset? Is she my sing-song prattling memory? There will be a reckoning, a repositioning. My bland clay, spill the fables. There must be a translation in your phone where it won't kill. List the blighted stars, thrust, caught, released into your heart by way of your breath. The cant released will spring by way of love into your feet. Blood music guides you unfettered in the week of day. Thank you.
Yay!
And the last poem that I'm going to read is the last poem in my new collection, set around 700 AD. It's called The Boast of Jim the Whittler, and it's the idea of somebody who is still clinging to the tribal connections of sub-Roman Britain, who's still clinging to paganism, who's trying to refute continental Christianity, but knows he's beaten, and so he's decided to leave this island. So it's called The Boast of Jim the Whittler, and if you don't know, boasts are like a big thing in like old Welsh literature, hence why it's called The Boast of Jim the Whittler. So before I make more of a tit of myself with my sort of half-baked anthropology, I will continue. Before I rid myself of these moors, a word or two for you who lost face. I weld my voice to a blazing core of bards whose words still carve this place. I trained with an Erin, foundations mashed my ribs as I pushed back with chants. My lungs leathered from call and response, each carving guided by poets' cants. I was apprentice to the world serpent. I trimmed his gills by the shore's salt spray. I have sunk my oar through blighted currents in the yellow river of Cathay. Your sun-slaked god burns joy into chaff. He casts John Barleycorn to the dark. As your brows quake, he strikes with his staff. John's seeds split like Uzzah on the ark. I tire of my country's dementia. I'll take my Cathay oar and strike out west. No fog will drive me to inertia. Your lost loves I carry in my breast. Your God, for whom our earth mother starves, casts judgment as an old man with a pin. He's blind to the bloodlines that he carves, somnolent vows abandoned with a grin. No more will your land soak up life's rays. This earth was saved for you, yet you failed to see the light coursing through the haze. Your fealty lost to a god impaled. I go with Eel, his back to your world. From stem to stern, your souls have been unfurled. Thanks very much for having me. It's been great to be here.
The great thing about the 5th and 6th century was the trains were never late. Anyway, our next reader is